Do-do-do-do-do-do. Hopefully this works. Wouldn't it be cool if it worked? What do you think? Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, it says live. You're live. I see you.
Oh,
I
how
see
wonderful. Woohoo! I'm connecting to chat. Everything's just slow. But I think we might be able to get this thing actually going. Oh, I got some yeses, some hellos. Oh boy. Neglecting my work duties for the stream is huge. You're good. Thanks, babe. How was Athens? We got in, we had like a 5-hour ferry. It was a very rocky ferry. Kind of all over the place, but we made it. We just walked a little bit, but not too much. We're doing all the real Athens stuff in the next couple of days.
Yeah, the movie in the background is crazy.
Keep up, guys. You will be quizzed at the end. Relevant Moose, thanks for the 17 months. How do I sound? Do I sound energetic and excited for the upcoming season? Is it 8 p.m. there? Yes, it is. Better than my 5 a.m. stream last time. Who's the real ones? Who are the real ones who were there for the last stream? Did you find Rachel O'Reilly while you were there? You guys don't understand. I think there's so many amazing things about dating America Lopez. My favorite thing is how she refuses to let the woke media convince her that Rachel O'Reilly is on the show. She's floated Boston Rob the past couple days. Last season she was on the Sharon Tharp train. She has a lot of theories. I think she thinks all of Jimmy's triplets are going to be there. Is that his name, Jimmy?
Jimmy.
She's more delusional than us. Hey, you don't get to say that. I will. Vanessa as a full player. Yeah. It's more likely Suri than Vanessa. Thank you, Carson, for the 11 months. V for Vanessa. Shout out to Vanessa, the 18 months. How could she be in the house when she's in my chat? Heather with the 19. Appreciate you. Janelle straight up tweeted. Shocking. Shocking. I still think 17,000 is going to get murdered. I would bet my life savings Rachel is back before the first eviction. There's no way. There's simply no way. But yeah, it's going to be Rachel, it seems. If Rachel plays, she'll be messy. Guys, don't even... Stop. There's no way. No way at all. But, we're going to go over the cast today. If you guys looked at the Patreon, we did a very initial cast impressions, I guess I would call it. Cast assessment, I think, is being generous. So I really haven't read these bios. You guys saw how fast I had to skim them. So I'm going to actually skim. I'm going to read fully. We're going to talk about everyone. We have a tier list set up. It's going to be a classic corywurtenberger stream. I couldn't miss this one. I mean, this is Big with 27 cast. First of all, I'll talk big picture about what I think about what we know so far, what I think about the cast at large, and then we'll dive into each specific. So first of all, we have it confirmed. It's the BB Blockbuster this season, right? Watch their videos. It's just not going to work with this setup. I can't. I'll watch them. I've watched some of them, but it just doesn't. I can't. I don't have the setup. I have one laptop, and the internet is barely hanging on as is. Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about Blue Sky, to be honest, John. But I guess for me, it's why not do none of these things? You know? Twitter's going to make me sad. Blue Sky is just going to waste my time. Just because it's another social media app. Chat BCC, I think, is working for me currently. But yeah, so we're going to go through everyone. Big picture, I think the cast is extremely quirky. I think that is the word I would use to describe it. It feels like the cool popular clique that usually forms on a season is going to be severely outnumbered this time. It feels in some ways like a Survivor cast in that way, right? But it still has like the eccentricness of like a Big Brother cast. Like Survivor wouldn't have a lot of these people. What's Chat BCC? I'll talk about it. It's just an app you can download. Join the Big Brother chat. America and I were kind of tasked with organizing it. Ton of people in it. Me, America, Brenchel, Brittany Haynes, Taylor, Kylan, Jag, Bowie, Izzy, Felicia. I'm forgetting people, I'm sure. Big D, Turner, Cat Dunn. Pin it. I can't. Again, my setup is very limited right now. I could do 3 things. I could talk to the camera, read the chat, and share one screen. So I don't want to test fate. So that's the main thing. Extremely quirky. A very, very quirky cast. The upside is I don't think we're likely to have many duds. Of the entire cast, there's 2 or 3 people that I think are duds. I don't think Zay or Riley are duds. I think that's a different category. Like, you wouldn't call Cameron Harden a dud. You might say I never want him on my cast, and I agree. But, like, I think a dud is a different thing. You know what I mean? A dud is like a non-factor, total miss. They didn't give what you wanted it to be. Live reaction tonight on Chat BCC. It's just like they wanted us to use that wording. It's essentially just we're going to be typing in the chat, like live tweeting the episode in Chat BCC, basically. Kenny's a dud, of course. Thank you, Jacksonia. I appreciate it. I don't want to act like I'm defending them, Brianna. It's just that we're talking about different things. Like, problematic behavior is problematic behavior, and it's unacceptable. What did you just post? Jane, do you should plug your Instagram by accident? Katie pinned it. Oh, this is a disaster. But thank you, Kristen, for the 19 months. Okay, what I like about the cast, I don't think there's going to be many duds. Everyone's got something, for the most part. What I don't like about the cast, I think it's extremely possible for it to be a bit of a kumbaya season. I don't know how many hardcore gamers we have. There's a couple I've got my eye on. One in particular. But I could definitely see a world where this season is a lot of singing and dancing and vibing. I think this cast, in my opinion, seems much more recruit-heavy than a normal cast. Much more recruit-heavy. Much more like 26 than 25 in that respect. Even some of the people I like, I think they're pretty clearly recruits. I am optimistic that these recruits did their homework, which is good. But we'll see. Can you elaborate on who that was? Yeah, I will when we go through them. Is there any big picture things? I mean, AI Arena's back. That helps all the comp beasts. So if you end up hating a Zay or a Riley, watch out. They might stick around for a few weeks, more than you'd want. The 17th house guest, I think, is essentially going to be a non-factor. You know what I mean? I don't think there's much of a role they're going to play. I think it's just going to be a bit. I think they're going to be introduced as a normal player, and they're going to think they're playing against them, and then they're going to get murdered, and that's going to kick off the first twist. Maybe the HOH comp is relating to that.
Frankie and Brittany and Daniel Reyes coming in and opening the multiverse.
Yeah. I think it'd be a little bit more involved than that.
Okay.
Because I think she'll interact with the house guests.
Yeah.
I think she'll people will make alliances with her stuff. But I think it's Rachel. I mean, I feel confident it's Rachel, actually. Did you see Janelle's deleted tweet? I feel like Janelle was too late to even spoil it. I feel like we were all kind of on this idea before. Thank you, Corin, for gifting Manda. Seems like a lot of recruits, but less BB26 influencers. Yeah, I mean, there's only 2. I think Keanu and, is it Ava? Are the 2 with like 100k followers, and everyone else is like 4k is the max. She said someone from production told her. Why would she tweet that? Like, what was her idea?
What'd she tweet?
Someone saying she tweeted that someone from production told her.
It was Rachel?
It was Rachel, yeah. Yeah, you click that link. Thanks, Mike.
Maybe it's just like wanting to get ahead of it and wanting people to know that you know, but that's strange.
A lot of weird behavior from there. Gamer Girl had like 15K. We gotta start using her name. I'm guilty of saying Gamer Girl too because that's the only way I know her. But Morgan, I mean, she averages like 95 viewers on Twitch, which, to be clear, is a very large number for not coming from a reality show, right? And even coming from one, most people don't have that many viewers. So like, you know, she's a big streamer, but she's not big time. Like that's not enough to really like, you know, be rich or anything like that. Okay. Let's I think we just dive into this this whole thing. So we're gonna start. We're just gonna go down the parade. Shout outs to Mike Bloom, the best in the business, and we're gonna talk about the cast. I'm pretty excited about it. We're gonna go down everyone. It's 8 p.m. here, so it's not too ridiculous. How does it look? I think right now you're looking at the tier list, right? I want to look at the next tab. All right, all right, I'm gonna get creative, I guess. I'll get rid of this. Oh man, this setup is rough right now. 1 second. We'll do a window capture, and that should be good. I think, hopefully. Okay, so we can make this much, much bigger, I think, is the last thing I could do. It's got to be one of the best Cory Wurtenberger streams we've ever done. Some people are speculating that Janelle's tweets were set up that she's coming into the house with Rachel. That's like saying word on the street. Yeah, I don't think so. But, you know, it could be funny. Okay, let's do it. Let's talk about, frankly, let's just start with a bang. My favorite house guest announced so far. This guy's nuts. I've never seen this casting archetype. Usually, like, the young superfan isn't meant to also be the zany character who's a train wreck. And I think this guy qualifies. So let's dive into him. The videos do a much better job of conveying than the text, of course, but because of the limited setup, we're just gonna go with text for now. You guys can pull up the video yourselves, just parade.com. Okay, I'm gonna read all the questions that I give a shit about because the questions they ask are super dumb, and I wish they would let the journalists ask the questions. Sharon Tharp and Mike Bloom can conduct much better interviews than, I don't fucking know, Zingbot. Did he write these? Was it Julie herself? I don't know. But let's talk about it. I don't think words can describe how excited I am to be here, honestly, because in my head I'm the greatest Big Brother player this world has yet to see. I'm ready to prove it. Insane start. Just hilarious. Like, I'm the great... At least says in my head, right? Maybe this is one of those things where it's like a rookie going into the NBA is like, I'm better than LeBron. And then people are like, why the fuck would you say that? And he's like, well, you gotta have that type of confidence in yourself. You know what I mean? Maybe it's one of those. He'll win Big Brother, and then he wrote a 7,000-word essay. I freaking slept on the floor. I did every single pass. I've trained for comps. I made my own slop. I've been training. I've been reading so many psychology books. I've trained to beat this game in all three aspects, the social, the strategic, and the physical. I'm here, and I'm here to play the game and win Big Brother. I'm here to win the money for my family, but also to become the greatest of all time. Okay, I'm going to be honest. My guy Adrian, you can't be the greatest of all time. There's no way his game is... Like, if he plays the perfect game, he will put himself in conversation to be the third or fourth best player of all time. Maybe second in some people's books. You can't vault past Dan on one season. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm underestimating what he's going to get done this season. Will America be joining tonight? She won't be. She'll be on the side, so she might interject at times. But I'll make sure to silence that. I'll shut that down. Also, we're recording something for the Patreon. We'll also be recording something for the Patreon later.
Tell them about the underthinker thing you said. Tell them.
America was like...
I was like, oh, you're a Virgo. You're a Virgo cusp. We were just talking about astrology.
So she said it was a Virgo cusp. And Virgo Libra cusp. And as a result, I'm such an overthinker. And I said, are Sagittarius underthinkers?
The answer is yes.
That was a good line. Ba-dum-ts. He's not passing Dan, Will, Chelsea, Danielle, or even Derek. Very slick throwing Danielle in there, John. Relax. You said he's not passing Dan, Will, Chelsea, Andy, Derek, or Cameron Harden. Joseph Rodriguez. Danielle's great, but... Chelsea, I can see the argument for at least. If you want to put her in that Derek Andy group. I think she's a little under that, but nothing crazy. Why can't he pass Derek? You weren't listening to what I was saying, unfortunately. But the good thing is, you could always go back to the VOD.
For Adrian, I just feel like he's so excited. And he's clearly a fan, so he's like, if you watch the video, babe, he like stumbles over his words.
Yeah.
And like just like trips over his words and stuff. And I'm like, oh, he's just really excited and nervous and like...
Well, yeah, he also...
He could be different once he gets in the house, but, like, I had a super hard time with DRs at the very beginning. I could not get a sentence straight. Like, I would just mumble and I'd trip over my words. I'd be like, wait, can I do that again?
I can't watch the video, Sabrina, because my setup is in Athens right now, and it's just not going to work. But I think it's interesting. Obviously, my intro videos, my DRs, were super eccentric and, like, best persuasive speaker in the nation and everything. And then you see me enter the house, and I'm probably one or two of the most normal people there. Like, very chill, very not zany. But I think you could almost tell in my videos that I was fake. And it felt like I was putting on an act, you know what I mean? Adrian, because I did see his video, he has me sold. So, like, maybe he's just a better actor than me. I hope this is the real him, because I don't care if he's a good player. I just want him to be great and fun and have a good experience. I did see Taryn wrote a book. You know, I'm a Big Brother Bible guy myself, but I might check it out. Wants to win money for the family and become the greatest of all time. I don't think I've ever seen anyone analyze the game like I have, and I'm excited to see myself after I win. He's not looking forward to winning. He's looking forward to celebrating his win and reading the Reddit threads. I think that's the best part for me. I get to watch back and see greatness. It's an insane quote. Insane quote. I think all of his prep is useless, but I like the spirit, and I'm not going to complain about it. The practicing slop does nothing. I think you should literally just eat extra food before to accommodate for maybe slop. Sleeping on the floor is ridiculous. The psychology books, a lot of people actually, like Kevin Jacobs is a big proponent of this. I think it sounds kind of useless unless you're like an already really good player, and then maybe it could give you some insight, but like, yeah. Again, I like the passion. I don't really care. I like the passion. There's not a single aspect I haven't trained for: social, strategic, physical. I love strategical. Tony Vlachos made me fall in love with that word. Studied every single possible BB competition. I trained for everything else. I trained my balance, endurance. Read all the books. All right, he's splitting it into the early game, middle game, and end game. Basically, the way he talks about it is like, in the early game, you build up your social relationships. So in the middle and late game, you could leverage those social relationships into strategic stuff. That's my understanding of his strategy, which is totally fine. I think that's, you know. Anyone who comes in with too rigid of a plan, it's a bad idea, but I also don't really care because the game will play out how it plays out. What I really look for is like philosophies in terms of players. If a guy comes in and says, I want to beast my way to the end, that's very informative to me. But if someone's like, I want to make a team of 5 with this person and this person and this person, I generally think that's stupid and bullshit, and they don't actually mean that. We'll talk about him later. He's a super fan. I just love this answer. I don't even like saying I'm a super fan. I am the best fan. Just fire. No one can out-strategize me. If you don't believe it, just watch. You'll see it in time. So funny. The way I break it down to 3 stages. Okay, we're talking about this. Mid-game, you want to take out the comp beast. Okay. So he's saying early game, get rid of like the oddball, people you just don't get along with. Mid-game, you get rid of the comp beasts. And then final 6 is when you start cooking. He is wrong about this. If you get the comp beasts out before... this whole answer makes no sense. It's like the philosophy of keeping the comp beasts for jury because the comp beasts are more willing to respect a good game is so backwards and like almost perfectly inaccurate. Like comp beasts are most likely to respect other comp beasts, not you, Adrian, unless you end up being a comp beast, right? But I don't think that's what he's talking about. And also, once you're in, like, the way that Big Brother works these days with the AI Arena or the BB Blockbuster, you're fucked. Because you're going to have the compies able to play in arenas up until the final 9, and then you have one shot at a back door, and then essentially they can play in every veto. So you just got to be careful. I mean, BB26 is thought of for having much more equitable comps, and it was more equitable than 25, but Chelsea and MJ won the last 5 HOHs back-to-back. MJ almost set the comp record. Like, at the end of the day, equitable comps are not... Some people are better than others at them. So I disagree with this answer, and I think this is somewhat notable. Petty, thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. See some familiar faces benefiting from the 50s. Burrs, Rob. Angela was lucky Matt lost. Yeah, we also don't know if Matt's actually a good competitor. But you'd think a guy like that would be good at some stuff. Yeah, on 25 there was a lot of not really physical comps either that people were winning. But follow me on Twitter at Adrian Updates. Nice. GP Eastside, thank you for the sub. But again, Petty, I appreciate you. This is huge for my spending spree tomorrow in Athens. Those are going straight to the Acropolis tickets. But again, I appreciate it. Yeah, this answer is dumb, but I like that he's thinking about it. What makes it a successful show? What a stupid fucking question. What's your strategy going in? He's very repetitive in his answers. He's excited. It's fine. He's talking about social, strategic, and physical. I'm willing to be the third person out as long as I trust the final 2 that are still hanging on, but if not, it's somebody I don't think I get along with, I'm going to have to gun for the HOH. That's a perfect answer. Throwing comps is actually a great thing to do when you know who's winning that comp and you're good with that. Especially in those early weeks. It's just, going in one. Like, for me, that was mostly my philosophy. As long as Blue is out, as long as Felicia's out, I can maybe throw a comp. Problem is, sometimes your reads are not perfect about when you can and who you can throw comps to. Grew up pretty wild as a kid. He could socialize with nerds, jocks, young and old. He's a carpenter. I like that. It's always good to have work experience as one of the young people. The feeds make it a success and nobody answered that. Yeah, well, it's like, what's the opposite of preaching to the choir? You're answering to BB production. But also, none of these people watch the feeds. Maybe Adrian's the only one, and I didn't get confirmation that he watches the feeds. Burzlinger is continuing the gifted sub. Wow. You like the public shaming? The ringing in the town square? Vince, of course. Sorry. Vince is absolutely a live feeder, and we'll talk about Vince, because I'm low-key obsessed.
Vince is a live feeder?
Yeah.
Did he mention it?
They're saying he watches the feeds.
Okay.
Ashley watched BB After Dark. No, she didn't. She knows it, and probably it was on in the house.
Ashley, the lawyer? No, she doesn't. She's heard of it.
I saw a tier list going around of, like, how much people watch the feeds. I think there's, like, 5 or 6 people who were not recruited. That's what it seems like to me. Lauren's a live feeder. Yeah, she was the other one I was thinking about, but I'm not certain. She mentioned it. Okay. Look, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that many people lie about being a feeder. They just say they're a super fan. Hannah said she knew Ashley since they were 3. Yeah, I did hear that. I mean, that's good, because at the very least, Hannah is going to get her up to speed. Biggest weaknesses. being honest, even if it's brutal, like farting or just caring about people too much, because I think I might have a difficult time. Okay, good to be self-aware. If I'm with my ride or die and I know I have to win, if I know the game is just too good, I'm going to have a hard time cutting them loose, but I feel like I have to do it because it's part of my rules. That worries me. I don't want you going into the season hesitant about cutting your number one ally that doesn't even exist yet. But he says he's going to do it, so that's fine. I like that. He's a bit weird. Picks up things with his feet. I don't like that. Playing with toys, based. People don't play with toys enough. Fair. A lot of things you're going to have to find out as the show goes on. But he's going to be a very strategic player. Better than Dan Giesling. Better than Derek from Season 16. Better than Dr. Will. Better than any of the greats you could think of. Maybe even better than Danielle Reyes. But, I don't care, Isaac. Unless, you guys fill me in. I can't watch anything right now. We don't need to see the feet stuff. Yep, but there is an audience out there. There is an audience out there who would like to see the feet stuff. All right, so let's let me go to the tier list. It's a sneak peek of the episode. Guys, I can't watch it. I don't know what you want from me. You guys can watch it. You guys can give me the quick version.
Babe, do you have your phone?
Yeah, why?
Can I send my pictures to myself so I can edit them right now? Thank you.
I gotta get my tier list up. What the fuck is this tier list? Sorry, I pulled up a tier list. That was not the cast. Okay, the tiers, we're gonna do winner pick, contender, I don't know, train wreck. The feeds are on Sunday. Yeah, someone asked. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we have the tier list up. Let's think about this. Okay, so we start with Adrian, of course. There's a lot of ads on Tier Maker. Bear with me. Adrian, look, I don't feel comfortable calling him a train wreck. I mean, every indication is it feels like it's going to be a train wreck, but he is a super fan, and he knows the game really well, so I'm going to go, I don't know. If this guy wasn't a fan, absolutely train wreck. I think his answers were insane. But because he's a super fan, I'm going to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. Julie talking, lights cut, and some item disappears from the table. They show them as, okay. They killed Julie. All right. I'm glad I didn't. I didn't go on this big excursion to see the death of Julie Chen. All right. Let's go back to the article. Hopefully. Computer's doing its best. All right, we're back. All right, let's talk about Amy. I released a poll in Chat BCC. Who's going to be the first boot? She was the most common answer. Let's see. She's 43, one of the older house guests, insurance agent. She feels like she can win. It's a good answer. I will say, do you subscribe to the Rachel rumors? I would be shocked if it was anyone but Rachel. She was one where I first saw her. I was like, oh my god, she's going to be the first boot. When I hear her talk, I think it could go a few different ways, but let's keep going. Hoping to play the game by having women's backs. I want us women to stick together and really get these boys out. I really do. It hasn't ever been done successfully. I don't know what that means. It kind of has. And I feel like it needs to be done. 27 seasons. Come on, girls. Let's get it together and play together. We're so powerful together. Let's do this and get the boys out. Okay. Let's talk about this for a second, because it's about time a man speaks on women working together. Right. People have been waiting to hear my statement, because we're going to read the term girl's girl a few more times throughout this casting process.
This is the beginning. We're going to hear it a few more times.
Exactly.
Sure.
So, here's the thing. Obviously, it's awesome to want to work with women, especially as a woman. It's honestly kind of strategically smart to want to work with the women because competitions tend to be skewed towards men, last season excluded. However, it is a very rigid strategy to enter the game with, and it's an extremely dangerous strategy to enter the game with because half the house guests are not women. They are very likely to win some of those earlier competitions, and not every other woman is going to ascribe to your plan of grouping all the women together and going after the men. So there's a couple. I mean, she could find some girls in there, and I use that word very facetiously. She might be able to. But she's going to find one or two people who has a good connection with Vince. What if Ava loves Keanu? What if Vince is super close with whatever? What if Zay is in a showmance with the girl who looks like Christmas? What's her name? Catherine. It just doesn't work. Like it's a terrible strategy, and I don't think it's pandery. I'm sure she means it, but it's kind of corny. Like, go in the house and work with the women. People would cheer you on. Like, no, that's a great thing. But entering the season with that being your goal, I think is odd. I think it's odd. And we're not coming off the Brigade. You know what I mean? We're coming off the Chelsea MJ season. So that's all I want to say about that, because it's going to come up a lot of times. I don't like the rigidity in this plan, but I prefer it to the guys being like, let's all work together, the guys, because that probably could be more successful, unfortunately. Oh, what's up, Madeline? Another woman's going to turn on her so quick, and it won't be that woman's fault. She has her own game to play. Not everyone's playing for some higher purpose. What makes it a successful show? I don't care. She's going to win Big Brother because she's going to make smart moves. I'm going to have a girls' alliance. Hopefully we get good girls in the house that are able to do a girls' alliance, and people are going to love me. I mean, she can read people. That's good. Biggest weakness is telling the wrong person the wrong thing. I already see how this is going to play out. She's going to tell the wrong girl about the girls' alliance. Would you be open for a showmance? She'd be down if the right partner was in the house. My son said no. He's like, Mom, no showmances. Don't do it. I would love to see it. That'd be very interesting. I would love the idea of she gets in a showmance and then she blows up the women's alliance. Is there any possibility? To be clear, I don't know if she's straight. Obviously, that's an assumption I'm making. But like she gets in a showmance with like Will or Zay or someone and then leaks the women's alliance. I think that could be very funny. She reminds me of Brooklyn. I could not disagree more. Will you be a hero or villain? She's a lover. She's a girl's girl. And I feel like, here's the thing. She's just 43, which is obviously cool. But I think that informs why she's talking. It's like very,
It's girl boss.
Yeah. There's a certain
like
vibe
feminism.
to it. Right, like free the nipple feminism, which is like obviously a great thing by itself. But I think that informs why she's answering the questions these ways. She's a little afraid of comps, honestly based. Try to do your best. Hopefully, don't crush me in these comps. Yeah, do your best. I'll tell you who she reminds me of after. Secret weapon is personality. That's a good one. Outside, she's a woman's woman. She clearly talked about this a lot in casting. How do you feel about having to make big moves to win the game? I won't be afraid to make big moves if I need to. Good. Standout moments are when Mackenzie gave Chelsea the win last season. She's never seen a season of Big Brother, and she's going to miss her children. Okay. I'm not watching the sneak preview, guys. Okay. Let's look at this tier list. So we got Amy. Damn, were you guys not looking at the article the whole time? You just heard me yapping? I apologize. Tier list. Amy, I think, she's a train wreck. I really, you know what? When I watched her video a little bit, she seemed a lot more chill than I thought. I thought she'd be like a bit kooky, a bit of a character. she actually seemed pretty normal. But she's never seen the show, it seems, and her plan is really bad. So like, what is there to like? You know what I mean? Even some other people who had put in that same category are like huge comp threats, where like you could be the worst player ever, like Tucker, and still have win equity. Like frankly, the player I'm gonna compare her to, I think the player we're more like she's likely to be similar to is Jessica Milagros, and I love Jessica Milagros. But if you guys watch BB21 closely, she was really not involved in the strategy to like a kind of comedic extent, and she had like an awesome moment that is remembered to this day. But I don't think Jessica was super familiar with the show before, and I just see that is like the best thing that could happen for her. Is her like being not involved in the game, as harsh as that sounds. So that's my comp. I hope that makes some sense. Her favorite player is Kat Dunn. It's a good answer. Okay, let's talk about Ashley. All right, Ashley. She's from Chicago. She's an attorney. 25. She graduated Georgetown Law, so she probably just graduated law school. She's so excited. Love that. Surreal to be in the DR. She wants to compete because she's been watching the game since she was a little girl. She wants to get blood. I'm ready to get the blood off my hands and take these people out one by one, baby. I assume that's just a typing error, but okay. She'll be the one to win Big Brother because people won't see her coming. She's fashionable, cutesy. She's a pageant girl. She's also an athlete, I believe, modeling and track. Georgetown Law is nothing to scoff at. I think I'm on the wait list right now. She has a background in pageantry, athleticism. She does Pilates. She's going to be good at comps. You could expect her to be good at like real endurance comps, not like the wall. Parents always prioritize education. They're first-gen college students. That's very cool. Biggest strengths. She's really strategic because she's an attorney. She calls herself a strategy assassin. That was catchy and casting, I'm sure. She knows how to see a set of facts, take it, spit it in my favor, or probably spin it in my favor, and spin it back so that the person believes that what I'm saying is the only way and the only truth. She's going to be able to flip what people say to her benefit. It's all fine. This is, don't overestimate the importance of a job. Obviously, Bowie Jane was the lawyer of our season, and I don't think she played how you'd expect the lawyer of the season to play. So I wouldn't freak out about that. But it's still a good sign. She's clearly intelligent, as was Bowie. She wants to rely on her social game. She's not going to win comps in the beginning. I think that's a bad call, but she could probably get away with it. I don't think she's like an early target. She's just going to try to be a girly girl, not a competitor, not a threat, but she wants to turn it on later. She's down to flirt. Okay. There can only be one showmance. If there is one, it would be mine, because otherwise the showmance has got to go. Two people are voting together. That's not good for my game. So I'm going to be someone checking or clocking who's talking to who. I thought this was interesting. Generally, I think showmances should work together. That's just been a recipe that works extremely well all the time. Obviously, think of season 13 with all the showmances, and season 19 all the showmances, and 18 all the showmances. It's just a really strong thing. Like you have four. Usually, people in showmances are the ones that can win comps. So you have like this big group of people working together that can all win comps and all vote together and all protect each other. And even if one of you takes a hit, as long as you're situated well, you could be fine. 25, all the showmances. It's different when one of the showmances' mom is there and she's Suri. So I think that is generally what I think. I like her strategy of basically saying like showmances are really powerful, so I have to be very wary of them unless I'm in the showmance. So I like it. But I think it is interesting. It does sound like Chelsea. Chelsea was very anti other people having showmances. Biggest weakness is empathy. I hate that. I hate when people's weaknesses are like good characteristics. Empathy is not a weakness in Big Brother at all. It's a great strength for your social game. Can't be a wagon carrying everyone along. Plan on keeping secrets. She's not going to reveal that she's an attorney. Yeah, I think that's fine. she could probably get away with it. She's not me, where like people are gonna assume she's whatever. She might be able to play off whatever job she's pretending. What's your plan? Social media marketing. It's a bit of an obvious lie, but I also am aware it's a lie, so maybe I'm biased. What is she bringing that no one else has done? Super in touch with their emotions. Not going to react immediately. I'm going to hold my cards close to my chest, and I feel like a lot of the other house guests in the past, there's like a damn leaky Chipotle burrito. She has a lot of funny, like, little zings. Yeah, don't keep them too close to your chest. There's a fine line between, I don't know, like Mimi and like T-Core, like that type of person, and Quinn in terms of like sharing information, right? Or MJ, right? So like you got to find that middle ground, and I think sometimes people go the other way. How dare you, big Steph fan? Don't care what makes it successful. She's goofy and funny. Doesn't really matter. She's open to a showmance. She wants to be a hero and a villain. Love that. Answers fought me to have a voice, so I'm gonna have a voice when it matters. Cool. She wants Georgetown to pay for. She wants to. Secret weapon is brain because she went to Georgetown. Is very expensive. She's definitely a big fan of the show. I've been watching as a little girl. I remember Big Brother when it was giving Big Brother After Dark. If you know, you know. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of the show, and I admire the game's social strategy. My favorite players are Kaser and Janelle, Tyler, and even Andy. Which, I mean, maybe to some people that's controversial, but I thought Andy's social game was excellent. Okay. I love this answer. She's giving a lot of the very common names where it's kind of hard to, like, figure out how big of a fan she is. But the fact that she not only said Andy, but said that people, like, was worried that people reading this would be annoyed about her saying Andy, tells me she's somewhat clocked into the community. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, like, Chemo said Andy as well, and that was its own thing. Well, that did not seem like he was a huge fan. But the fact that she was, like, hedging her statement, being like, I know some people don't like Andy, she I think, is more of a fan than I first thought, based on her answers. She wants to make friendships. Good luck. Easiest part would be friendships. She's a friendly girl. Look, being an actively social person is incredibly valuable. So, she's a contender. I'm not going to put anyone as my winner pick yet. I'm going to do the entire list and then make my decision amongst the contenders who's my winner pick. She's a contender. I worry she could get lost in the fray a little bit if she's throwing comps at the start and wants to keep her cards very close to her chest. I'm not super worried. She has a lot of time to figure it out. But, like, that's my concern. I don't have much of a worry she's going to flame out or anything, right? She might just kind of slip under the radar too far. All right, let's talk about no one because the page is not loading. All right, this one, Ava Pearl. She's insane. Love it. 24. She's from Long Island. She's an aura painter. She's an art instructor for teenagers and kids in after-school programs, which is a cool job. She does aura portraits. She sits them down, draws them, and then paints what she sees around them. Right. I'm so excited that I'm on Big Brother. It honestly feels surreal. So here's a question. To people who watched Ava's video, does this feel casting related, or is this casting related and this is just how she is? My instinct is this is real. This feels very Caitlin Herman to me.
What's this? The aura reading?
Like, how much of it is a casting thing versus, like, is she playing up the goofiness of it all?
I mean, she's like a big influencer, no? Or she has got a big following.
Everyone's saying, yeah, it feels real to her, them. I think so, too. She describes herself as a rock star. I see Caitlyn a lot more, just demographic-wise and look-wise, which hopefully she plays a little bit better than Caitlyn. She wants to play for the money. Love that. Good answer. She needs the money the most. Like, why do you want to win and why will you win? Can't have the same answer, but, it's fine. She reads people auras for a living. She's just going to be funny in confessional. She's an emotional artist. I was also raised by strong Long Island Italian, so my emotions may at times get the better of me. I hope they do. I am known for not taking crap. Amazing. It all sounds good. I know, she's one of the people with like 100K. She's at 90 something K. Biggest weakness. I already said that. Any secrets? I'd like to hide the fact that I know how to read people's auras. Do you guys think this secret makes it to when feeds turn on?
No.
Any theories? What do you guys think? Does she make it to Sunday without having told everyone she reads aura? Laura, she was a bully. I am so fucking hesitant to believe anything the internet says about anyone.
Yeah, absolutely not.
After this,
any of that shit.
the Sierra Love Island stuff was some of the most infuriating shit I read in my entire life today. Because I feel like I clocked it from so early, and you just saw the snowball building. I'm sorry, I don't want to go. We don't got to go into that because it's a whole conversation that I could talk about for an hour. But like, especially with Big Brother, we have the privilege of watching people on the live feeds. So we'll know who sucks and who doesn't suck. We could dig into their... Like, last season, the people who we hated the most preseason. Do you guys remember? There's 2 people we despised. When I say we, I mean... Not me. But, not necessarily you guys, but the community. It was Chelsea and Brooklyn. They were probably 2 of my 3 favorite players to watch the entire season. Genuinely. So let's just chill. That's all I ask. Let's just chill. Yeah, Kenny was probably up there too. But Kenny wasn't hated. He was just like, well, yeah, probably. She's got a boyfriend, so she's not open to a showmance. She's going to know exactly who everyone is by first glance. She's not afraid to be the villain. Love that. I heard she was a bully, so that makes sense. She'll crush enemies in the house by using these go-go boots to walk all over them. Cool. She's a strong Italian, proud woman from the city. Loves to make her auras, loves to align her chakras. She's a huge fan. I would say I'm a super fan of Big Brother. My little brother Nolan. Her brother's the super fan. I don't know why this always happens. It's always the siblings who are the super fans. Life in the outside world, don't really care. She's going to use her auras, listen to her gut. Easiest part is going to be chilling or relaxing by the pool. Ooh, the backyard was open a lot last season compared to this season. But she's in for a bit of a surprise there. Not seeing her family. Yeah, it's hard. Not having a pencil and paper. That will be tough for her. It's like Izzy without the flute. She really missed it. I don't care. Will you be the player to watch? Because I am the iconic player that's going to do whatever it takes to win the money. Great answer. Favorite moment is Taylor Hale winning. My read is she hasn't seen Big Brother until this whole thing started. Am I crazy? She might have seen an episode or 2. But my understanding is she's not a fan at all. I know her brother is, but, Leah's sister was, I guess, technically. It didn't, I'm going to put her in eh. It's hard to imagine a world where she wins, but I could see a world where, like she's willing to do all the right things. You know what I mean? She wants to cut people. She wants to play cutthroat. She's willing to be a villain. I think people are going to think she's very unassuming. Like, maybe her upside is like Bailey, BB Can. Maybe. It's a very loose comparison. But I think she's going to be able to integrate better than Lisa, I anticipate. Because, again, this is a very quirky house. I don't think there's going to be some massive hot person alliance. Like, if I'm looking at people in that archetype, maybe I could get like a 5-person thing going. Maybe. And even then, I think she might be on the fringes of that. So she's an eh for me. Let's talk about Cliff, I think his name is. William Clifton? What is his name? Clifton Will Williams. We're calling him Will. Captain Will. He's a college sports podcaster. Apparently people like him. I saw people saying he was recruited. There's no fucking way this guy was recruited. How'd they find him? I know he's like a content creator, I guess. But that's not how this works. Like, they're not going to find him through the college sports podcast scene. That's not where they're doing the rounds. So I would assume he applied, but So did Kenny. He's excited to be on. Don't think you've ever had a contestant like Captain Will. Brings the joy, brings the love. Is a 22-year-old vet, 5 kids, 9 grandkids. Survivor applicant. That's very possible. What do you bring into the show that nobody's seen before? Where do you, normal, we already said that. None of this matters too much. What's something you plan to keep secret from the rest of the house? He's going to keep a secret that he's a vet. I don't understand that. Look, there's obviously some people who have negative views of the military. I think that's pretty few and far between in the Big Brother house, and, like, people are even less likely to say that or act on that in the Big Brother house. Yeah. So, like, I don't know why he's lying about that. I think, if anything, it'll just ingratiate himself with anyone else who has a military background or a family with a military background. Also, it's a huge part of his life, so not being able to talk about it is bad. It also makes him sound more trusting, rather trustworthy, less sneaky. So I don't exactly understand why he's hiding that he's a veteran. No one, I think everyone admired that Cam was well, not everyone. Izzy's Izzy. But, like, whenever Cameron would talk about his time in the military, that's when I found him most, like, interesting, frankly. He, like, obviously has a lot of very interesting stories, so I think this is a bad idea. I hope he gets around to it. Talks women's basketball, fire. He'll win because of his time in the military. He'll crush his enemies. He'll be the oldest one there. He knows that. He's going to stay up late, hang out with the 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. I'm going to work these young kids like a puppet master. That's a bad idea. I would not do that. Biggest strengths is building relationships. Whatever it takes to win the money. Holding the check. I don't have any weaknesses. Is that being blunt? I don't think I have any weaknesses. I love this answer. I think it's a much better answer
than empathy, for sure.
I like that answer more than fake weaknesses. You know what I mean? Yeah. My weakness is I work too hard. Will he do Cliff Notes? Is a good question. Maybe I should join the military if it trains you for Big Brother. I mean, honestly, what's harder, 22 years in the military or, like, sleeping on the floor and making your own slop? Like, maybe him and Adrian can bond over their traumatic experiences preparing for the show. Staying up late to a guy in their 50s is 11 p.m. That is accurate if you're my dad. But you also get that 4 a.m. snack. So maybe Cliff will be able to interact with people in the kitchen in that time. What makes BB a successful show? I don't care. He wants to win comps. Good. This is not a guy who's going to win 50 competitions, so win all the ones you can win. All right, his strategy going into the game, he has a very specific strategy. He wants a 5-person team, like a basketball, starting 5 with a super fan and a comp person and a... I don't care about any of this. He's not going to try to do this. But I like that he's thinking a lot about strategy. I think this archetype is always sometimes worrying because, like, Kenny last season had a very specific idea of how he wanted the game to go. He wanted to find his Cody and then play the Derek game. Didn't work out at the start, and he quit. So as long as Cliff isn't so... I call him Cliff. Will isn't so rigid on this plan, I'm fine with it. He's a Marvel nerd, so he wants to do the comics. Okay. All right, let's place Will on the list. Look, again, it's just hard to imagine how Will wins. I don't like this cast for him. I think he would actually do better with a bit of a douchier cast, just because, like, I think he could relate to those guys better than some of these guys. But I'm going to put him in I do like his vibes, though. You know what? I'm going to give him, I don't know, because he's actually very physically fit. Missed the Kenny shade. No, I read it. Yeah. I'm going to go in, I don't know. I think there is upside there. He's kind of like Adrian, where, like, I could see it going really south really quickly, or I could see it, going all right. But I don't think he's a real contender by any means. All right, let's talk about Zay. Zay is the stereotypical jock of the season. He's really the only one. Yeah, maybe one more. He's 23 years old, from Kentucky. Why will you win Big Brother? I know what what I have. I know I have what it takes to win BB because I'm going to be the most fierce competitor out there. Physically, socially, and mentally, I'm going to sweep away the comp like a janitor. Okay. He'll win because he's the most well-rounded. He's going to go into the house. He's got the physical aspects. He's going to kill the competitions. Mental game on lock. He's got the social game. Definitely trying to be a physical threat. Can I be candid with you guys? Do you guys want a huge information drop?
Finally.
I spoke to Zay before the season. I had one conversation. I don't want to overstate anything. But I did speak to him. And I tried to give him, because, you guys know his connection to this community. And I know why he was cast. He's a yapper. He goes. He's a big yapper. And I'm a yapper, and I was getting out-yapped. I have my suspicions of how it's going to turn out for Zay. I think he's going to be that, early game domineering force, and I don't know if it's going to work out. Jackson, Mickey, Cody kind of did it in 22, Daniel Thurston. It could kind of go one of two ways, but he's going to probably be, one of the biggest players in the house. For better or worse. I had a lot of advice for him. Basically, I told him to try to play the Matt Klotz game and also to be hyper aware of the live feeds. I was like, dude, win competitions early, and then people are going to be scared to target you, especially with, the AI arena. That was the advice I gave him, essentially. He asked a ton of questions. I gave some answers. He did not strike me as a big fan. He's obviously friends with Sammy, who's on Survivor, so I'd like to think he did his homework. I gave him some resources, of course, some podcasts. He has all the materials if he used them, but I have no idea. It's not like we had 5 follow-ups. I sent him a good luck text. But I'd like to think in this archetype of the guy who hasn't seen the show before, he probably knows more than that guy, usually. Probably not that much more. So that was what I told him. He also asked about showmances. I was like, just prepare to go home first if you get in one. But outside of that, I'm not going to say don't get into showmance. So that's my one little relationship on this cast. I don't want to overstate what it is. I had one phone call with him. It was 40 minutes.
Yeah, you're not claiming him.
Well,
unless he wins.
Yeah, well, even then. I'm not claiming Jackson Mickey. So there you go. There's Zay. Obviously, some people have saw some of the social media stuff. We're gonna have a lot of time in the live feeds. You guys will get a fair assessment of how all these house guests are. Don't worry. You'll learn if you love or hate Zay. Well, let's talk about him though. What he wants to say. He feels insane to be a house guest on BB. It's been a long process, and felt like it's never going to come, and it's here. Secret weapon is adaptability. It's a great buzzword. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's good. Secret weapon. Zero strategy going in, but I'm very adaptable. I think that is generally the right strategy. Maybe have a general idea of big picture stuff. I'll share my screen. 1 second. Excuse me. But yeah, going in with the will strategy of your exact alliance is silly. So I think he's closer to what you should be doing. It's a big success. No one cares. People are not going to be able to keep their eyes off of him. They're going to be logging onto the live cams and watching me. I don't know, eat, plot, strategize, all the good stuff. I did warn him aggressively that people actually do watch the live feeds. Gamba ad. You guys want to take a quick break? Do some gambling? I think this is just something every recruit or pseudo recruit needs to hear of people do watch the live feeds. It's not just something people check once or twice a day. So I tried to warn him. We'll see. His intention is not to enter showmance. We'll see. Play the hero role a bit this season. Votes come in clutch in the end. That's smart. I don't want to make so many enemies and be a villain. I find it hard to believe that Zay wins this game as a hero. Forget about, like, I hope he's not problematic and is a good guy and everything, but, like, it feels like if he wins, you're not going to be rooting for him. You know what I mean?
Like, he's not going to be the underdog.
Granted, like, Tucker, I guess, was kind of the underdog, and Cameron's kind of the underdog. Like, sometimes it happens, but not to these communities, obviously, the online. He feels like he could make myself too much of a target early on if he's doing too much, or win a little bit too much off the bat and make myself a bit of a target, have people gunning for me right off the rip. So he's saying he doesn't want to win at the start. This is verbatim the opposite of what I told him to do, so that maybe informs you of where he's at. I told him he should win everything early, maybe throw some of those early vetoes if he's not on the block. But, like, with the AI arena, establishing yourself as a huge comp threat is very powerful. So that was the advice I gave him. Hopefully it's rattling somewhere in his brain, but the answer is the opposite. So there you go. Doesn't know if he wants to talk about sales. It's whatever. It's fine. He could talk about sales. He's gonna crush his enemies in comps and maybe have power that way. I like that. Crush them mentally. We'll see. Not afraid to backstab, blindside. I mean, he's buds with Sammy, who's a Survivor player, so he's not going to be afraid to do any of that shit. He's not going to be an integrity guy.
How was Sammy on Survivor? What season?
43.
He was young, right? You said he was...
He was 18.
Oh my god.
But he looked like he was 27 and ripped.
He's like tall and stuff.
Huge, yeah.
And how'd he do?
He did pretty well. I mean,
but how was he? I mean, like, what was the game?
He was very likable. He was really, like, just had win equity but was too big of a threat and was voted out kind of vibes.
Okay.
Like, did he actually have win equity because everyone's going to target him? But, I don't know. He's one of those. People liked him, though. Yeah, he played the middle. 7th. It was 6th or 7th. It was 7th, I think. It was somewhere around there. But let's talk about Zay. Guys, he's a contender. And he just is. This archetype is a contender. He knows the game enough. Maybe not Big Brother, but he understands the strategy of it all, and he might be good. A lot of people were invalidating Chelsea as a winner because of the preseason stuff, and she was clearly the best player in the house, and frankly, the only red flags about her preseason were those kinds of things. I think we're kidding ourselves if we act like this guy doesn't have a chance. Try to detach your feelings from reality. But I think he's got a shot. Smart guy who could win comps. It's pretty good. But we'll see. Again, we'll see. Let's talk about Jimmy. I love Jimmy. Love the shirt. He's from Sarasota to DC. Diabolical pipeline. He's been on edge of her seat for the last few months. He started watching BB16. I love Jimmy because he is such a proud casual, which means he's probably a bigger fan than 90% of the people on this cast. He's a casual who says he's a casual. Love that, instead of just pretending you're not. Well, Brianna, look last year at, Kenny, Brooklyn, and Chelsea. They were, the last people to go, even though most people knew they were two of the better players. He's going to win because he has a strategic background, professionally and personally. Comes from world burn manipulation, understanding. He seems like a smart guy. He just speaks very well. He wants the money. He's been manifesting it for weeks now. I love that. He wants to see Julie Chen. I got bad news. Recent reports. At the end of the day, I also know how to build relationships and create friends. What has prepared you most? Plays tennis. Okay. He's got a bit of an athletic background. Hopefully he's quick. Breeds a level of insight and maturity that someone at 25 actually has. He brings his smarts, his life experience, the unabashed confidence and understanding of who he is. He's going to be the one to watch because he's going to give you strategy, gameplay, personality. Hopefully he's a game bot. Reminds me of Nick Uhas. That's a good thing. It's not like Nick played a great game, but he wasn't terrible. And obviously, people think he has potential, had potential. Give y'all interesting television. It's always a weird thing to say, but I hope he's right. Biggest strength is his strategic background. Hopefully he's good socially. It's much more important. Weakness is he's really trusting. Okay. I mean, it's sometimes good to come off as trusting. Hopefully you're just not as trusting as you come off. Walk in the house, tell everyone I have a professional strategy background, or that I'm from Washington. He's going to be a tennis coach from Florida. I don't think that's going to be believable. I think, honestly, people might overestimate what his actual job is. Like he's an AI consultant or something like that. I think people might think he's hiding a even more impressive job, or a more seemingly impressive job. So I don't really like that. I wish he was just honest, but it's fine. Everyone's keeping a secret. I just don't think it's believable that he's a tennis coach. Not because he can't be a tennis coach. He's like, why would he be cast?
Tennis coach is pretty exciting. It's pretty weird.
I think tennis player is more exciting than tennis coach.
Yeah, well, I think it's unique.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it, frankly. Is Rachel liked in the BB community? 100%, yeah. People love Rachel. In the moment, they didn't during BB12. He's a villain. Love it. It tells it how it is, and I'm kind of a expletive. What do you guys think he said? What's your theory?
A fucker.
You think he said fucker?
A little fucker. No, what did he say?
He said, I tell it how it is, and I'm kind of a blank.
I'm kind of a bitch.
I can't be bitch, right? I got Ben from Genius vibes. Potential evil gay. We win. I like that comparison, Ben. I think Ben seems a little bit more domineering strategically. You think he said bitch? Maybe. He's going to crush his enemies by being their friend. Good. You guys never had a triplet on? Start theorizing. He said bitch in the video. Gotcha. He's a solid fan. I've seen most BB seasons. Love that answer. He wants to be part of a big alliance right away. He doesn't want to form the alliance. Situation with the alliance comes to him. I mean, that's just all good. I don't like the Chelsea MJ reference because it just makes me a little bit more hesitant about him as a fan. But him saying he wants to play like Cody from BB16 is kind of interesting.
Why not 22?
Well, he's saying he doesn't want to be like Cody in 16, and he doesn't want to be like MJ in 26.
Got it.
So he which is that's very easy to not do. You just vote the person out. Look, he's got a good plan. I don't care what makes it successful. Okay, let's rank Jimmy. Jimmy. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a contender. I think he's my leading contender right now. It just feels like it's going to work out for him. I think he fits the vibe of the house. I'd be worried for him on a different cast, but this is not a different cast. So, I'm feeling pretty good about Jimmy, guys. Okay, let's go to Catherine, and I'm going to be honest, this was the weirdest casting choice to me. I didn't exactly get it. If you guys saw the video, was she given some crazy vibe? She seemed like an interesting choice in casting. But let's see the actual thing. She's a fine dining server. She's the server of the season. Super excited to be in the house. She's a waitress. She accommodates people's needs. She has a degree in PR. Why do you want to compete? To prove that she could do something like this. She wants to be taken seriously, gain all these skills and experiences from life. Strategy is going to try to be everyone's friend. I don't want to be too overly that way, and people think that I'm just trying to make connections. I do like this answer because that's the kind of answer I would give, which might not be a good thing. But when I say, I want to be scheming, but, not too scheming because I don't want people to think that. And even if they do think that she's very in her own head a little bit, which I just like because I'm the same. Strategy is going to be everyone's friend, but not seem fake. She's going to win because people are going to underestimate her. Maybe I'm underestimating her. Biggest strengths, the fact that people aren't going to look at me as somebody major to take out immediately. Weakness is her being too trusting. A couple people have said that. She's going to be pretty honest about who she is. Amazing. Love it. Showmance is something she's open to. I like that for her. It's sometimes hard to gain respect as the woman in a showmance. But at the same time, like, I'm not worried about jury votes yet. Let's get through week 1. Let's get through the premiere tonight. Whether she's a hero or villain is going to depend on the people she's surrounded with. If the majority of everyone's getting on my nerves, I'll be a villain. Okay. She can crush her enemies by them underestimating her. Secret weapon is going to be she comes off extremely trusting. I kind of like that, using your weakness as a strength. It's kind of cool. I don't know if she has anything worth hiding. Neither does anyone else hiding things. And, like, I don't want to clown on them. I hid that my brother was first out on Survivor. Like, I get it. But, you know. It's not like, oh, my God, she's a waitress. Of course she shouldn't hide it. The other people are, like, in sales, and they're hiding it. Big Brother fan level. Honestly, I'm a big fan. I love the show. I'm very entertained by it. She's never seen the show in her life. She's never seen a season. She'll be the one to watch this summer because she's going to be one of the most entertaining people. I think I'm just going to be a fun person to see navigate the game. That's good. I wouldn't mind competing for the money. Okay, like, look, here's the thing. I understood a lot more why Leah got cast because Leah seemed like a big character, like an airhead, the archetypal, like, blonde girl. I don't mean to sound, like, harsh, but, like, you know how they cast archetypes. She seems to be very level, which is odd to me. I have to put her in just because I don't know she's ever seen the show, if she's ever seen the show before. And that's, like, not a good thing if you're this archetype. That's just kind of how you end up as Blue or Leah. Like, she probably will make it pretty deep. I don't think she's going to be out early. But I think she's just going to fall into that category, you know? So I'm not sure. That's kind of the category I would put her in. That Blue Leah spot of just, like, recruits who come into the show not really knowing what they're doing, but they could make a deep run. I don't think they watched seasons sequestered. We were not allowed to on our season.
No,
Or they didn't have them.
No discs.
Did recruits have them available to them, or do they watch it all preseason?
No, it's just preseason.
Yeah.
Whatever the producers tell them.
It's super odd. Like, people would watch the seasons in sequester. There's nothing else to do. Okay, let's get to this guy, Keanu. I mean, this is slam dunk casting. He's a dungeon master. Is he a content creator? Like, does he go on, like, Critical Role or something? Does he have, like, a YouTube channel? I know he's got 100,000 followers, but that might just be because he looks awesome. And he's got a cool job. He's got to be a content creator of some sort, right? Or big in the D&D community, maybe? If they did show him a season, which should it be? What should it be, or what would it be?
They'll show him 26.
They'd show him 26, yeah, for sure. He does workout videos. Interesting. Okay. Again, he's a dungeon master from Texas, or from Miami. He lives in Texas. He's just happy. It's been a long journey to get here. It's finally there. He's been doing personal trainings for 15 years. He's going to be a huge dude. He's not really the archetype you see succeed very often in terms of competitions. Like, he's too big. He seems like a bit of a unit. You usually want to be like Jag, or even Tucker's a little bit slimmer. But, you know, it's good to be very fit. And being a dungeon master is awesome because, again, he's got a perfect combo of being super athletic and bro-y and Jimmy and quirky. And this is a quirky cast, and I think he could fit into both. So I think he's one of the only people who can, you know, kind of morph based on what the house needs. Problem is, he's obviously not... He's got a very unique job, so I don't know if he's going to mesh with everyone. He wants to challenge himself. He's going to be the one to win. He's got the social, physical, mental. Biggest strengths, ability to connect with people. Social game, I like that. Trust people too easily. As far as a profession and things like that, personal trainer, that's pretty common. The fact that I'm a super nerd, It's a cool combo. I like it. He was definitely cast the second they interviewed him. He said his favorite is Brent from season 20. So what do you guys think? Mike Bloom typing error? Him saying it error?
I always confuse them. Brent and Brett.
What do you say in the video? My video sleuths. I wonder if the Dungeon Master stuff is production pushing it and he's just a gym guy. No way, Jerry. That's too specific of a thing. Like, he speaks very passionately about it as well. He said Brett. Okay. He said Brent. I'm getting mixed reports from the chat. He said Brent. Bloom typo. Literally, I've gotten an even amount of both answers, and I'm starting to think no one's read the video. Yeah, to be fair, Julie said it wrong too, so maybe he just watched Brett's exit interview. It's possible. He's like, Brett Moonves. He said Brent. Got it. Okay. Well, I don't care. It's fine. He's a weird one. He strikes me as someone who was recruited and did their homework. That was my vibe. He wants to focus on his strengths initially, which is just connecting with people. Is anyone getting the impression that they showed a lot of the Recruits season 12 for some reason?
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Is that impression wild, or is that a smart impression? Is that a good read?
Because Jimmy mentioned Rachel, too.
Jimmy mentioned Rachel, and Riley mentions Rachel, right?
Yeah. Riley mentions Rachel.
So, I think this guy's a recruit, but I hope he did his homework. And you'd think he's a recruit. He's the most followers on the cast. His answers are Cody and Enzo, and you know what I mean. Him saying he wants to play like Enzo is crazy. I actually don't hate that. Like, Enzo's really good, but like Enzo has some fatal flaws, and who knows, right? It's a fine person to say. And he was fun in season 12. Like, people were happy Enzo was coming back the first time. Loves the strategy aspect of it, the nature of the game, building connections. I mean, he's a strategy guy. D&D's not... There's strategy, of course, but, you know, it's not StarCraft. Will he be the player to watch?
What would they like to know?
He has the physical capability to win comps. Social game's going to be there. Yeah, I mean, look, he's got a good set of things. Team No Mance. Yeah, I said that too. Secret Weapons Charisma. Bucket List is win 750K.
Is he single?
I think so. He doesn't mention that he's in a relationship.
I would love to see him in a showmance. How old is he? Because think about it, like 80s, 40, 43.
He's 33.
I know there's that other woman.
He could get with Mickey, maybe?
Mickey's 35.
33 and 35.
Right? Like, and I think she also said she's open for a showman.
I think Morgan's 33, 32.
An older showmans would be crazy.
I mean, we got Tucker and Rubina, which is not older, but 35, 30.
True, but they didn't act older. Am I wrong?
They acted millennial.
No, but like, I don't think Keanu's going to be making baby voices.
I mean, we acted like a very mature, older showmans.
No, we didn't.
But he's not open to one, he says. Hardest part about being a house guest is always living by myself. Going to be living with 15 other people. Yep, that'll be hard. Have not. Will suck the most for him. Him and Zay. Maggie and Kaser. I mean, Maggie's a fire pick. Beast Mode Cowboy. He's watched season 12. He's watched season 16. Season 6 is a popular one that was on like Netflix. I mean, I'm going to give him an I don't know. I just am worried about his knowledge as a fan. You believe he has a girlfriend? Well, that answers that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried. Just because he seems to have all the tools you need to succeed as a Big Brother player, but I could very much see him just being a very, I don't know, uninvolved player. Reminds me of Austin from BB17. I don't see that at all. Please, 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 Cory, tell America that Adrian reminds me of Cassie from Love Island.
Adrian?
Yeah.
It's because they're both Mexican, right? Is that it?
There you have it, Hella Bella.
Mexicans from Texas?
You got your answer. There you go. All right, let's talk about Kelly Jorgensen. I want to put her in the bottom tier because she says she wants to bring the songs and dance to the house. She's excited to make friends. Okay. I'm excited to make all these people my friends. I hate that. I'm a farm kid. I love farm kid. I have farm kid grit. That's good. Solo traveler. Has been to 42 countries, 50 U.S. states, half of Mexico.
That's so scary. Good for her.
Stayed in hostels. Good with communal
that's
living.
Scarier.
Super small town. Graduating class of 64. Same people, same building for 13 years. Social skills and reads are good. A weakness is going to be comps. Very good to be self-aware. Don't be delusional about your comp ability. Joseph. Do you plan on keeping any secrets about yourself? I would love to not reveal my profession. Her profession is web designer. Okay. I have a couple of really successful businesses that I run. I would love for my house guests to not know that. There's no reason to say you're rich, if that's what she's saying.
Yeah, does she have a Range Rover?
Yeah, I was telling America about that. How Angela's big reveal to Tyler was like, she had
Tell me,
businesses,
I remember.
and she had a Range Rover. Okay, I have a report, America. Hella Bella is Mexican.
Who?
The one who said Cassie and Adrian are the same.
Oh, okay, so it's okay.
So you're chill. Actually, can we mod Hella Bella?
No. It's funny though, because when we heard Adrian speak, I'm like, oh my god, he could be from the valley. Like he just speaks, But it's just like the Mexican. It's just like the
way
Mexican
he
accent.
rambles reminds me a lot of the people I met in the valley, except for all your siblings. All the other young
So
people.
we were at the wedding, y'all, and the bride's sisters give speeches, and then Cory goes like, "How would the twins give speeches?" And we started cracking up because they really don't speak. They're like, You ask them a question, and they're like,
So she's hiding her job. I think it's fine to hide that she's rich, but she could say she's a web designer. Gonna kill him with kindness. It's fine. Best way to do a trip is to have no plans going into them. Curious. I'm the one to watch summer because I'm quirky, I'm fun. I'm gonna bring the fun dances and fun songs in the house. Kill me.
No
Yeah.
more dances.
She's in a happy relationship with a boyfriend of 8 months, so she's off the table. She's a villain on the show. Oh, if she's a villain, something's gone very wrong. That's pretty funny. Okay, I mean, maybe Nicole Anthony upside, but I don't even know if that's upside.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I don't think it is. I think she was pretty terrible on 23. Or 20. Oh, Jesus, 23. 21. And obviously 22.
Oh, Nicole Anthony. For some reason, I thought Nicole Franzel.
No, that'd be great. Maybe. Maybe she could be like a Franzel, like...
country girls. I don't know how,
Yeah, Nicole Anthony, I think, is a pretty terrible player. Franzel's obviously great if she could pull that off. I could see it. I could see her, like... I don't want that to be her. I think that would be a bummer for her, but... Alright, let's talk about it. Kelly...
Who's Kelly?
Kelly Jorgensen, the one I'm talking about.
Oh.
I think she's... I don't know. I don't think she's in I mean, has she ever seen the show before? She didn't have one mention of anything, did she? Nah, she didn't mention shit.
What's her job? They found her through LinkedIn.
She's a web designer.
Yeah. Watch her be a LinkedIn recruit.
She follows Quinn. That might just be because they're like cut from the same cloth. I'll say I don't know. That was my instinct. I'll stick with it. How is she higher than Catherine? Don't question my methods. All right, let's talk about Lauren, because Lauren's a super fan, theoretically. And I believe her. I mean, she mentions Keisha's birthday. As much as we all know it's like a top 3 Big Brother moment, that's not a Big Brother moment that recruits mention. Keisha's birthday is like very swept under the rug, I think, in a casual mainstream Big Brother discussion.
Not recently.
It was posted on social media, I saw.
It's been everywhere like the last year.
I mean, again, I've been offline for a bit. Super competitive. Loving Big Brother as long as she can remember. Hello, America. I'm Keanu. I'm out of my dungeon just because my mom told me to get a summer job. I think he's doing all right. and mods should take care of it. I think he's got 100K followers. He's ripped. He's a dungeon master. I think he's doing all right. I've seen someone who's a super sweet Southern belle at the same time is willing to crush people in competitions, and she's a super fan. I love it. My strategy going into the house is going to be really sort of taking in each person, feeling them out, getting really close to them, figuring out what their strategies are going to be, and sort of build off that. I mean, it's kind of a great answer. It doesn't, we'll see if she could actually do it, but it's a good answer. Fan level, she's a super fan. Used to watch growing up with my parents. That was our family time. Means a lot to me, and it's so crazy to be here right now. Love it. I think people keep coming back because it's such a well-rounded show. It has everything you could possibly think of. Love, friendship. She's very competitive, which is fine. She's very empathetic. I'm a bad liar. That worries me. That's not good. Do you plan on keeping secrets about yourself? I might not tell him I'm a huge super fan. Yeah, you don't need to. In that archetype, she could just vibe out. Might be more of a hero, but a villain if needed. Good answer. If she could use a showmance to her advantage, I mean, again, being a woman in a showmance is better than being a man in a showmance, generally speaking. At least in terms of longevity. How will you crush your enemies? Competition. Not the most malicious, but my competitiveness. Okay, she keeps saying competitive. 22, pretty young, but I feel like being young, I can sort of use that to my advantage. She's not even that young for this cast. I think she is the youngest, but, there's, 22, 23, 23, 24, 23, 24. There's, 6, 7 people under 25. She'll be fine. Dan's funeral and Keisha's birthday, classic. Hide and go veto, Zingbot, classic. Hardest part is going to be being away from the family. Okay. So, Lauren, I mean, she's just a contender. I think she's a lower contender for me, just because, being the young woman in the house, has that person ever won? Lisa, obviously, but that was, I mean...
What are you talking about?
Being, the young woman in the house, 21, 22, have they ever won?
Well, almost Mackenzie last year.
I mean, she was terrible at Big Brother, though.
Yeah, but she almost won.
Jordan? Yeah, sure. Jordan counts.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan counts. Okay.
It's been done.
Danny almost. I guess Danny was not close to winning.
Oh, what's her face? Next to Jordan.
Natalie
almost won.
Yeah. Just because you got close to...
I count that.
The end does not mean you got close to winning.
No, but making it...
MJ got close to winning. She could have won. But just because you make it deep doesn't mean you have much of a shot. And Nicole Anthony maybe could have won, right? I'll give you that. But yeah, she's got a shot. Sure. I'm rooting for her. Definitely one of the people I'm going to be watching most closely. Talk about Mickey. I loved Mickey's interviews. She's done a ton of girly things, a ton of not girly things, ROTC, planning birthday parties, all these things. Alright, she's well-rounded, she's charming, talented. She's a little nervous, but she's excited. She's ready to go. I don't like that she name-dropped Drake in her second answer, but I'm willing to look past it. Last season, apparently a lot of the house guests like Drake as well, so maybe that's just the vibe of casting. She wants to compete because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I agree. My strategy is going to be a person that no one pays attention to in the beginning. She wants to be a girl's girl.
Ooh.
So far, the two girls girl are 35 and 43.
I love it.
Hopefully, they want to be the girls together and not including other girls.
They gotta get along.
Victoria was final 3 and 23. No, Victoria was not a super fan, though. You're not going to be a super fan and be Victoria. That doesn't happen. Person that no one pays attention to in the beginning is a bad strategy. You want to be, involved. You just don't want to be, the front runner. But you want to be involved. Don't be forgotten. Player to watch. She's got a lot of energy and flair and charm. She's got femininity, wearing pink and kicking butt. She said kicking butt a few times. She is not open to a showmance. I'm here for one thing, and that is the money. She lives in Atlanta. Plethora of men out there. I could find one easily. I like that. more of a hero or villain. I think to some be a villain because I'm coming in being very intentional with my strategy, wanting people to be my friend just to obviously overcome them. Hero villain. I like that. Hero villain. Secret weapon. Gonna be charm and some flirting. She wouldn't consider herself a super fan. I've become a fan over the past couple of years. Talks about Taylor and the cookout. I like that answer. Be honest. She's seen some recent seasons. I do think they're kind of both bad examples. Like, the cookout's obviously hard to replicate, and Taylor's winning game is one of a kind. But it's fine. Whatever. She wants it a lot. Like that. She's charming. Like that. Biggest weaknesses, she's emotional. I like that. Being emotional doesn't have to be a weakness. Shout out to Bailey from BB Can and BBUS, I guess. Maybe it was more of a weakness for that Bailey. She'll hide some of her athleticism at the start. I wouldn't. Do your best in all the comps. I don't think you're going to win all of them, so win the ones you can win. She wants to be the person they least expect. I think she does have that leg on people. I don't think people are going to expect her to be a schemer. She might come in hot with a lot of energy. It's okay. She wants to do OTAB. She wants to do Zingbot. Okay. I don't remember the name of the game, but it's like where we have to hide things in the house and go find them. Oh, Mickey. I think the hardest part of being a house guest this summer is going to be the cleanliness. It's not that bad. Okay, I'm going to give her an I don't know. She really doesn't seem like she's seen the show very much. The cookout and Taylor, knowing those names does not mean you've watched those seasons.
Yeah, I know people that know the cookout that have never watched Big Brother.
Yeah, so I would assume she's never seen a full season, would be my guess. Could be totally wrong, but that's my suspicion. Okay. Let's talk about Morgan, the Twitch streamer. Morgan Pope. She plays Apex Legends. She lives in LA. She's a gamer. She wants to pitch herself. She's in the DR. It's crazy. Bring your teacups. I'm gonna bring the hot and steaming tea and serve it up. I hope you guys are ready for it. Do you think she's gonna shout out her subs after voting?
She should. That'd be funny.
You don't believe anyone? Yeah. I think she said she's watched from BB23 on. Yeah. Look, I'm not. It's possible, but either she's a very new fan or she's.
But I'm saying for these people that say, like, even if they've watched, they're still recruited.
Yeah.
Like, how much of a fan are you if you're not applying?
I agree.
You know what I mean?
She's gonna win BB. No idea that this gamer girl is here to rock their world. Whoa. Keep this little model-esque persona to go on and hopefully sneak by. I don't know if you guys have had a gamer girl yet. Hey, no Alex O erasure. Alex Ow. My favorite intro video of all time. She's going to bring her humor, which I think is hilarious. Look, if you don't find yourself funny, no one else will find you funny. Would you shout us out when you're on All-Stars? I vote to evict Quinn. Yo, shout out to Mike, Katie, Ned. Shout out to Manwolf, Tom. That'd be pretty good. Shout out to Kiwi Bree. Yeah. She was a D1 track athlete. Alright, that's good. She's physical. Not a super fan. She had only watched season 5 and 6, which is weird. She's a recruit. Okay, that's the gist. Strategy, before you guys come for me, hear me out. I'm not going to come out guns blazing, trying to win everything as much as my competitive heart wants to do that. I think that's fine for her. I don't think she needs to. I think winning comps is fine, especially if she's a fine player, but I don't have too much of a problem. Shout out to the Chorus Horrors. That would not be allowed. Rare net appearance, yeah. How's you gonna crush your enemies? These questions are so repetitive. Main game is first-person shooter game, but I also love playing survival games. I hate that she can't just say the names, but apparently it's Apex. One thing I'm a little nervous about is she's an empath. I think that's so corny when people say they're empaths, but it's fine. Do you plan on keeping secrets? I'm not going to tell him I'm a gamer because I feel like it's going to create a huge target. It definitely won't create a huge target, and I think she should tell people she's a gamer. I think that's going to add to her quirkiness. She can play the cool popular kid card and the gamer quirky nerdy card. She's open for a showmance. This is crazy. Oh, honestly, as much as I think villains are really cool, one of my favorites, Scar, he's just iconic. I would love to be a hero. Yeah, it's a goofy one. Will you be the player to watch this season? I feel like I'm going to be the one to watch because I feel like people are not going to expect the fact that little old me will actually be the craziest gamer girl you've ever seen. I don't like how much she's saying gamer girl. It feels very fetishizing. And it's not like she can fetishize herself. It's not that, but like...
It probably told her to say it a lot in casting.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. But I don't like it. Yeah, everyone, follow Model Morg. Wait, that's her username? That's crazy.
Why?
No, just having model in your username.
Oh, because she's a model.
Yeah.
Like legit model. That's funny.
Easiest and hardest. I'll tell you the hardest part is all the subs she's going to lose. I would have to have someone host watch parties during Big Brother All-Stars 7 to keep you guys coming around. Her favorite moments is Janelle saying, "Give me the key." She said she only watched 2 seasons. She's a model. She's in Nike ads. No, I believe you. Like, I'm not doubting that. Okay, let's talk about Morgan. I think she's a contender. The gamer girl stuff is a bit annoying. She reminds me a little bit of Tanisha with her mannerisms. A little bit more eccentric, but Tanisha was pretty eccentric too. If you guys watch BB Can 10. Obviously, they look somewhat similar. Not really. Similar age. But I think she's a real contender. Just the fact that she is a streamer means she's gonna have enough personality to, like, yap in the house and, like, be in on conversations and have the energy and all that stuff. I just don't know if she has enough game knowledge. That's what worries me. That's my biggest concern. But we'll see. I'm rooting for her. All right, who we got next? Riley Jeffries. Sinister vibes, but I'm open to it. Oh, man. Being a house guest. I'll be brilliant. This season is the freaking best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, just thinking about it, each and every single day is cutting down closer and closer. I mean, being a house guest is just everything I've ever dreamed. Mom and Dad are super fans, okay. It's a house. Whoa! We zoomed up to the top. It's annoying. It's going to take so long for me to get back down. Wah, wah. Riley's taking over the stream. Accent isn't strong enough. Oh, damn. I'll tell you what. I saw people saying he was a casual. He was not a fucking casual. He was the most recruity recruit who's ever recruited. And yeah, he mentions Rachel and Brendan because they told him to watch season 12 because Rachel's going to be on the fucking season for a week. They're so annoying. I love getting mad at people who don't exist. It was like 2 people. Alright, we're back. He's from Oklahoma. Shoutouts. Cares about his family.
Another Oklahomie. That's huge.
Yeah. Strategy. Cool, calm, and collected. I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to be too much or too little. I'm not going to stand off and make people think I'm a weirdo. I like that. I'm not trying to exclude myself. I want to surround myself. I'm not usually the type of person that is a follower, but in this game, you kind of have to be a follower. That's a good answer. That honestly changed my perspective a lot when I read it the first time. That gives me good vibes. No, I don't think Rachel's going to be playing. But I do like that a lot. He's willing to be a follower. We'll see if he actually can be a follower. Doesn't really matter to me. Bull riding son of a something. That means business, baby. I don't know if y'all ever had a bull rider on this one. I got bad news for you. We have had a bull rider on before. And I think, Riley, you could be the best bull rider to ever play Big Brother. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to make that claim. I'm listening on speaker and the F word does not work. Sandra is appalled. Oh. Sandra's this older woman. I mean, this young, beautiful woman who works at my mom's office. Sorry, Sandra.
Oh my god, babe.
Shoutouts. What do you bring into the show that nobody is? That's so funny. Sorry, Mazel Tov. Yeah, he's a bull rider. He's got the mindset. He's ridden bulls for 15 years, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay. I'm gonna go into Big Brother fully as myself, not hiding anything. I love that. A pretty woman coming in, just making me believe everything she says. That is a Cameron answer. I don't like that. Love knows no boundaries, man. That's funny. He's very Cameron coded the way he speaks. I don't want to say anything beyond that, but the way he has his turn of phrase. He thinks he'll be a hero. He could win AFP. He's my front runner right now.
Oh, Facebook's gonna eat him up.
My front runner for AFP is Riley and the last guy on this list we haven't talked about yet. Secret weapon, kill him with kindness. It's fine. Go in there, be myself. Some of the best moments are just seeing the people win. He's literally never seen an episode. What's your favorite BB moment? I just love seeing the people win Big Brother. Okay. So, I mean, look, he's a physical guy, which is good. I'm between Trainwreck and Because of the archetype, I'm going to give him Because if he's just like a social, chill guy who could win comps, he's got some potential. But I think it's much more likely that he's a Trainwreck. But I think there's a little too much upside with the archetype for me to put him with Amy. I could see him being first HOH, too. Alright, let's talk about Vince, the superfan. One of two superfans, but this guy's the prototypical superfan, I think. He's so excited, it hasn't hit me. I'm a massive fan. I've been watching since 16, and started watching the feeds in 18. Trying to keep my feet on planet Earth. What I love about Vince, his answers are so vulnerable and introspective, and he's, not hamming it up at all. And, Quinn wasn't hamming it up. I was hamming it up, to be fair. But, I'm almost surprised he got on the cast. Does that make sense? Usually to be the nerd, you have to be so much higher energy than this. But I guess he's also the Turner and McCrae and the Joseph more than he is the Cory and the Quinn and the Ian and the Steve. It feels surreal. It hasn't hit me yet. I know that no matter what strategy of coming into this, it can go out the window immediately. So it's just his answers are so fucking good. I can't. You can't even. Is to compartmentalize this game into weekly mini games of Big Brother. Every single week is its mini game. Every conversation, every whatever. It could definitely come off as calculated, and you don't want to. I love the premise of breaking the game down, and it just a way to remind yourself to always be playing. I like that. So whatever downsides could come with it, I think the upside's better. He's got the perfect formula for what it takes. He's a master of none. He's a jack of all trades. He's not going to be a huge physical threat, but he'll be social enough and strategic enough. It's good. My strengths are empathy. I love him saying empathy is a strength, not a weakness. Self-awareness is probably the most important thing to have in Big Brother. He's the only person in this entire article to mention self-awareness. A weakness could be if I get too excited and riled up. Might say the wrong thing. It'll die down after the first week. Any secrets? What secret is there? I mean, maybe don't say you're an avid, live feeder. You could downplay it a little bit, but people are going to assume, he's a fan. Why else is he on the cast? 34-year-old not employed. Maybe he's a trust fund kid, or maybe he's already successful. I've overthought everything. There's not going to be any secrets. I like it. Self-awareness and reading people is great. You'll never see anybody more genuine than Vince. That's who I am. He does seem very genuine. Not like he's playing a character. I don't even know what I'm doing on planet Earth, let alone what I'm doing in the Big Brother house. So that's where I have to wing it, and I have to adapt. just got to do his best. I know he should have things figured out by 30, but I don't have a set career path. He's just so vulnerable, genuine. All right. I mean, I don't have much to say about him. He's a contender. Look, it's an uphill battle for this archetype, right? I mean, I like him being 34. He should vibe with a lot of these quirkier house guests. He's a very mellow superfan, which I think I was a pretty mellow superfan, at least when I was at my best, which I think is probably where you want to be. He's just a contender. I mean, look, I don't know if he could pull it off, but it'd be silly to assume he's not going to do quite well. And then we got this guy. Wait,
hold on. Brendan just posted on Instagram. Rachel and I are going live immediately after the premiere to talk all things Brenchel and talk about all the best streamer postings of her being on the show. She will be live and in person for all the doubters, 9:30 Eastern sharp.
So do you believe him?
I do.
You're so annoying. You're so annoying.
I do.
Everyone in my chat is like, Brendan's the worst liar ever. Okay.
You know what? You're so right, because he never does any of this promo. Rachel, whenever they're going live on Amazon or anything like that, like, Rachel's always the one, like, pumping it out and promoting it.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, babe.
I don't think Vince and Joseph are at all similar. They have a mustache. They're similar ages. Joseph was very confident, and Vince seems very hesitant. Yeah, Vince gives me much better. I mean, I picked Joseph as my winner pick. I felt good about Joseph because I thought he was very funny. But I think Vince, it's a different vibe for sure, preseason. All right, so we got Zach. This guy's hot. He's really fallen in love with the show. Or we'll see. We have somebody too crazy to vote out week 1. I like that strat. Hopefully someone's just nuts at the start. He feels like he's a complete package. I don't say that in a cocky way. I just know that from a different steps in life, he's a pastor's kid that grew up very shy and sheltered home and had to come out of a show when he went to college. And clearly came up a lot in casting. Professional baseball player. He was in the Nationals. Does anybody know the extent of his baseball career? Was he like in the minors? Was he actually like a MLB player? Just in the national system? Like, what was he? Strategy going into the game. Doesn't really have one. It's fine. Week 1, plan on laying low. Hopefully there are a bunch of crazies. Hopefully there's another Angela. This guy's only seen 1 season. He's been in the minors. Okay. I mean, still, he's very athletic, clearly. In weeks 2, 3, and 4, you see alliances form. Yeah, maybe on BB26. Most of the time, alliances form a little earlier. So I hope he doesn't start out too slow. But people are going to want to bring him into alliances. He'll be totally fine. Very confident in myself. That's good. Weaknesses. He can get threat. He will come off as a huge threat. Should he reveal that he's a professional baseball player? Yeah, I think he should reveal it. It's fine. It's not like he's going to say he has another job and people are going to be like, oh, so he's not athletic. He's athletic. You could tell. Person's all-around player. I know that in last season you had people like Mackenzie, who was a challenge beast, or Chelsea, who ended up winning the show. He wants to be like Tucker. I'm becoming a super fan. Will he name someone outside of season 26? I'm going to be one to watch summer because I'm going to be the person that comes in there with charm. Person that be flirting it up with fellow people, getting along, winning a lot of vetoes. I would, right now, the over-under, America.
Yeah.
Zach, 2.5 vetoes. Do you take the over or the under?
Over.
Over?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, one person wins 2+ vetoes a season.
I think he's going to do really well.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be my favorite to win vetoes. Him or Zay. Okay, he's not into a showmance because his mom says he's not, but I think he's into a showmance. More a hero villain. Comes down to who he, he's like, everyone viewed Tucker as a villain, but I viewed him as a hero. Shut up. His bucket list to win HOH. That's simple. I like that. Easiest and hardest part. Easiest is going to be getting along. Hardest is going to be getting along with everyone for 90 days. It's funny. Two biggest things I really enjoyed was when Zach called Devin and made fun of Pow Pow at the same time. He likes Zach and Devin. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's a contender. I don't want him to be. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like his answers, but I'll say a contender. He's going to be very charming. He's going to be very physical. He's going to be in the majority. Like, he'll be fine. The wanting to play like Tucker is insane, but I think playing like Tucker is easier said than done. Like, I think in the moment, you're not going to be volunteering for the block and shit.
Yeah.
So that's good. All right, look, at the end of the day, we've got 7 contenders of the 16 cast. That's pretty good. Only 1 train wreck. Shout out to Tay for the 12 months, 1 year. What's up, Tay? I think the second winner of our eviction notice thing. Maybe third. I don't know. I think you actually went out last, right? So, I have to pick my winner. I'm going to roll people out. I'm not going to pick Zay. He hasn't seen the show enough. I'm not going to pick Daniel. Is that his name, Daniel? Zach. His name is Zach, right? I think his name is Zach. I'm not picking Zach. He hasn't seen the show enough. So that brings me to these 5. I'm not going to pick Lauren. The archetype concerns me a little bit. Morgan hasn't seen the show enough. So it's between Vince, Jimmy, and what is her name? Someone remind me.
Morgan?
No, the lawyer.
Ashley.
Yeah, I'm going to lock it in. For me, my winner pick is Jimmy. I'm going to go with Jimmy. I love this house. I think he's going to be able to get along with, like, Ava and Kelly and the nerds, Adrian. Like, I think he's going to be able to get along with all the quirky sides of the house. He's a tennis guy, so hopefully he can bro down a little bit with some of these bros. Obviously, I would like to see, like, a lot of this hinges on him being good at comps, and him being a tennis coach gives me hope that he could be solid, especially if comps are more equitable. I think my number 2 pick would be Vince, but I'm not going to pick the Superfan every season. It's just an uphill battle for a guy like Vince because I'm not anticipating he's going to be a strong competitor. Someone's going to have to take him to the end, and he's probably not going to be a good person to take to the end, so I don't like that. I think I'm just going to order the tiers very loosely. I think, like, this would probably be how I do it. And then this tier, he's definitely last, Adrian, as much as I love him. I think she has the most potential. Yeah, I think here, and then of these 3, she's probably got the most potential. Yeah, I think this is about my official Big Brother 27 tier list. Ordered within tiers. All right. Well, that'll do it. That's been a 2-hour stream. No more streams for the rest of the trip. We're going to be back on Sunday. Do you know what time we get back, America?
No, you have the tickets, babe.
So I'm going to stream. I'm going to take a big-ass nap, and then I'm going to stream feeds. I think we're going to try to do a 24-hour to start off. So it's going to be juicy. But until then, enjoy the premiere. I don't know if I'm going to be watching the episode tonight. I don't think I will. I think I need to sleep. But I'll watch it in the morning, and you guys will hear my thoughts. Please join Chat BCC. It's free. You just get to hang out. It's ideally a non-toxic place to discuss BB, but...
Where do you have your link?
They posted it.
Okay.
So, join that. Should be fun. I'm glad we got this done. And next time you see me, I'll be streaming from a good setup. And I'm very excited for that. No chance to do a 24-hour stream after a big trip. You guys know how I love to commit to things and not do them. We'll see. Put a date on the book club post.
Did you post about the book club?
Yeah, I'm doing book club on Sunday. Right. I will. I'll do that right away.